Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to Son and Dad Gamepad. I almost forgot the name again this time. This is our second video.
Yeah.
So what we're doing today is Sony have just released their latest update for the PS5, this little beast here. And with that update, you can now update your internal SSD hard drive. So the hard drive that all the games go on. Because the one that unfortunately comes with it is quite small. So you want to upload it so you can actually have more than 3 games on it. So what I'll do, what we've got here is the hard drive itself, which comes as a little kind of stick and a heat sink. Now you can get the SSD with the heat sink on, but it probably costs you about 80 quid more. Whereas this cost me about £10. So you make like a £70 saving. There are only certain types of SSD that will work in the PlayStation, and I'll put a link to those in the description below on the video because it gets a little bit complicated. But this one, the WD Black, is the one they recommend. So hopefully we'll be all right.
WD Black.
Yeah, so that's Western Digital Black. So first things first.
See?
I've got to take the stand off. And this is the tricky bit. I've never done this before, so I've got to make sure that we do it right. And then we kind of pull it up. Oh.
Are you going to pull it off?
This is where I hopefully don't break it. Yeah.
That's very funny.
This is going to be funny. How do I do this? Is this right?
Maybe it's the wrong way
I'll
round.
just pause it.
Just to remind you, is chicken a proper one? Here he is. There's a whole box of tools.
Right.
He tried to do this.
So with all screws, you want to put lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Yeah, that's how I remember it. So just keep on turning it that way. Yeah, to the left. That's it. Keep going.
Oh, I feel it going out.
Perfect. Right. Let's take this off if we can.
There's symbols. Look at that.
Yeah.
You could not see them.
Right.
Maybe you won't see it, but there's symbols.
I need something metal. Right. I'm going to de-static myself with the metal dog bowl. You get something that's metal and you put your hand on it and it basically grounds yourself. So now we can see this is where the SSD goes to. Okay. So
Is it this packet?
it will be, but first things first, I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit. And now we're going to open the SSD. So you've got to be very, very careful with these.
Shall I bring it back?
Okay, so that's what it looks like.
Cool.
So first things first, this is the heat sink. It comes in 2 parts. So the cradle and the heat sink itself. That's the cradle, That's the heat sink. You can see that. And that is the cradle.
Yes.
So,
I'll put in
other things that should come with it.
So this is the cradle.
That's correct. Let's put that out of the way. Now, there should have been...
I like this.
Yeah, here we go.
Actually.
Yeah, there's some screws in here that don't want to come out. Come here.
What do you mean that don't want to come out?
They're stuck.
Yeah, but you do.
Here we go. Right.
Oh no, that.
So other things, some come with this little handy screwdriver, and then we've got the screws as well. Sometimes it's worth looking at the instructions, even if it's just to work out, you know, which way you need to put the SSD. So, as we can see here, it shows a bit of the conductive strip, the SSD, another conductive strip, then a heat sink. So, what we will do is exactly that. So these are the conductive strips. So this basically means it'll conduct the heat of the drive into the heat sink, which then spreads the heat over the heat sink, which dispels the heat. So they normally have...
Shiny.
Yeah. Let's try and get the other thing off. This is where you realise your daddy has no dexterity.
Get it off.
There we go.
Oh, he got it.
Not yet. I haven't. There we go. Okay.
What if it took ages for you to do it?
That would
Can I
be in
touch it?
Yeah, touch it. It's like plasticine. Okay.
It's actually kind of sticky.
So let's put that. Oh, got to be very careful with it. Let's put that in there.
That's very sticky.
Like so. Double check that is what it's supposed to do.
There we go.
So if that is that way.
Here you go.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to put this up a bit more. Okay. So we put that like that. And then what we do... Sorry, I've just got to position this properly.
I done it.
Right, then what we do is we get the heat sink.
I did it.
Okay, brilliant. We'll use that one in a minute. And then we put this on here, like so.
Would you say like so?
So if you can see that, you've got to make sure that the connections are just popping out so that there's enough space for it to actually go in to the SSD slot. Can you see that? So you basically got to make sure that the edge, the raised edge of the SSD is aligned with the end of the cradle. Then, have you got that one?
Not yet.
Tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll sit back.
Then the other side though.
Yeah, it seems to be like one side's easy, the other side's a bit of a pain. There we go. Right.
I'll do the other one.
No, we don't need the other one. So, and we make sure that that is on there. I've got that to go through. So I might just get some scissors. Hang on.
He just said he's going to get some scissors. We got three scissors in this house.
I don't know what you're saying whilst I'm away. So, what I'm doing is I'm just snipping it off and making sure there is enough space for the screw. Yeah.
Ooh.
So there we go. There we go. Okay. We're all right.
I'm scared.
Right. So now,
I'm not actually scared.
now we've got to make sure that this. So this is the heat sink, and now we've got to make sure that it sits comfortably on top. Right, so now we can see that the heat sink sits comfortably on top, and now we've got to put the screws provided in these slots here. So,
Ow.
sorry now.
I was supposed to do that.
Right, so pour them on here, try not to lose any of them.
Lose one?
Let's try,
Okay.
let's try not to lose them. Right, where's the little... Ah, here it is. Okay, right.
Okay, Boba. Hada.
Right, so first things first, that goes in there. I want you to do one now.
Me to do one.
Right, now, come in. Take this. Put that in there. And turn it right, that's it. Keep going.
Right is my favourite way.
Keep going. Okay, did you do it?
Nearly.
Okay, let me do it. So, let's check. And then I've got to put one in. Let me just check I'm doing the right one. Actually. Fixing screw, spare, that's a spare screw. Okay, let's take that one out just in case there's some difference. I don't think there is. But let's do exactly what it says on the instructions just to be safe.
See.
I think I'll probably fast forward through this bit so you guys aren't having to wait for me to do this boring bit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
Okay. No, come on.
Yeah?
Right. So all the screws are done there and there, and that is our heat sinked SSD. Let's remove all of the rubbish.
Rubbish.
Yeah. Just want to make sure we keep that. Put that to one side. Keep that. Keep that along with there. Touch the dog bowl again, just in case.
Can I touch the dog bowl?
Yes, go and touch the dog bowl.
Why do you need to touch something metal?
Because what it does is it grounds you. So if you've got a lot of static electricity can wipe memory and damage certain things. So, why is that not working?
It is going to be working.
I'm just trying to work out why that's not working.
Is it working yet?
Okay, there we go. It is working now. So, we take the little screw out the top. If you can see that, there's a little screw that's automatically in there. We've got to take that out. Almost there. Pull that out. And so it has a little washer and a little screw, if you can see that.
Little screw.
Now, what we do is we make sure that that little dent there is where the screw goes. So, now we put it in you put it in that way so that the prong bit is flat to the base.
Okay.
You have to lift it slightly, and then
I'm just gonna go.
we put this back in. So I've got to make sure that bit is taken off, so that I think can go in.
I'm just gonna.
Oh.
Oh. It looks like paper.
There we go. Now, when you screw it back in, because you're screwing the heatsink in, it's not going to go all the way down to the base of the circuit board like before. So don't screw it too far. Just screw it until you feel the resistance, and that tends to be right. So just check that there isn't any debris around. So you see the heatsink is there, and that's the screw that was there is now there. Right. To make sure that there isn't any debris around. Now what we do is we get this little cover again. We see that little lip there, that goes in first. And then you've got to try and find a screw hole again.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, you do it. Go on then, so righty-tighty, that's it.
Did you say righty-tighty?
Because sometimes when you're using screws, you could be like under a table or in any odd position. So sometimes it confuses you which way you have to go. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Cool. So now we can see that that's now installed. So now,
put it back on.
Now, always the trickiest bit. That goes down like that. And then that's it like that. Oh, satisfying click.
That was loud.
Yeah. Right, we're going to zoom, we're going to kind of fade out now because I'm going to move you to the actual PlayStation. So now you've got to do this with me, okay?
Why?
Okay. Hi everybody. Noah's on camera duty, so we're going to look and see. Here we go. So it's detected the new drive, and there's two options. Don't format and turn off the PS5, or format M2 SSD. The M2 SSD is what we've just installed. So, like with any new hard drive, you need to format it. And you should do it pretty quickly because there's nothing on there at all.
Whoa.
So it's saying read speed 6555.714. That's fine. That's what we need. Because it more than matches the internal SSD. So it says here, your M2 SSD has been formatted. To change your game, to change where your games are installed, go to Settings, Storage, Installation Location, and safely remove your SSD. Turn off the PS5. So first, but we don't want to remove it. But I will show you what you do.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm fine.
So we go to settings. And then we go to storage. So now you can see we've got the M2 SSD storage as well as console storage. So on my console storage I've got 255 gig left, which isn't that much. And the total is 667.2. So it's not the biggest drive, which is why we want this. This little beauty now is 1 terabyte, which is more or less 1,000 gigabytes.
Whoa.
So we want to transfer games onto the SSD. We go and pick whichever game. So in this case I'll go Star Wars Squadrons and I'll select items to move and I will move that to the SSD storage. You see how quick it's moving. You know, it's not the biggest game, but it's not the smallest game either. So it just shows you how quick the drive is. There we go. That's it. So I've now just installed 1 terabyte SSD. So that's as fast as the internal drive is. Okay. Anyway, thank you for reaching this far. If you enjoyed this, and there's plenty of videos that me and Noah are going to do about all kinds of subjects, from ratings of video games so that you know it, and we're going to be playing some games as well. So if you like this, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to nick this off Noah, and he's going to say the same thing. What do we have to do, Noah?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
That's it. Far cuter than me saying it.
Yeah.